What's up, guys? This is Bobby Douglas, and this is another 2020 NBA Draft Prospect full game video breakdown. And today we're going to be taking a look at Stanford point guard Tyrell Terry. Terry's a guy who I've been wanting to look at for a very long time now, but I just couldn't seem to find a full game of Stanford basketball this past season on YouTube or any other website that I tried. So I ultimately just decided to bite the bullet and go with a extended highlights clip of the game I wanted to look at. So we did find a good one. In this game, they played Butler, and he has 21 points, along with 4 rebounds and an assist with 1 steal, and he plays 36 minutes. It doesn't show us everything in the game, but it shows us enough, I think, to get a decent grasp of him as a prospect. And listen, he's a very smart player. Apparently on this one basketball IQ test, he had like a record-breaking score. So, again, really smart player, can really shoot the ball, shot 40% from 3 this past season at Stanford. So I'm excited to watch this game with you guys, and let's get right into it. So he's going to be number 3 in the red, and they'll start off on defense. He's only 6'1", 160. That's literally lighter than what I weigh right now, just to put that in perspective, and I'm 5'7". So his defense is, I think it's limited in terms of upside just because of that slight frame he has right there. He kind of got hooked on that screen a little bit. And so here we go. So again, Matthew Loves Ball, this is the channel, and they just kind of like fast forward through some slower aspects of the game. So just keep that in mind. Again, so Terry's on the ball right now. And again, you can see he's kind of backing off. And again, a 6'1", 160, that's really, really light. And so I do worry about his defensive viability in the NBA, especially if he decides to come out this year. And despite being seen as a first-round prospect, he still hasn't made a final decision about the draft yet. Right there needs to be a little bit more up on Kamar Baldwin, or that wasn't Kamar Baldwin, that was someone else. But again, you can see he's kind of looks a little bit lackadaisical, I would say. I wouldn't say lackadaisical, just doesn't really get up in the grill of defenders, really. I don't really think he has the greatest foot speed in the world. And really, I do worry about his overall play style in the NBA. I do think it's very possible that he just becomes a typical shooting point guard who can't really do much off the dribble. But scouts really do love his. And right there, you saw him kind of get beat off the dribble right there, led to an open 3. And there's going to be an elbow right here. I'll fast forward it a little bit. But the biggest concern I have with Terry is that his frame just isn't really conducive to the modern NBA, and then that obviously impacts his defensive upside. And so a team is probably going to have to hide Terry on defense if they really want to make him a star point guard, or just have a really good defense in place. Right there, did a nice job on the scramble. And again, he's really positionally smart defensively. Just on the ball, he just struggles a little bit. But again, I mentioned earlier that IQ test, and again, right there, just kind of late to rotate on that shot attempt. And here we go. So there's a 3 for Terry. And again, just quick release, quick trigger. Can get the ball off in a hurry, I think. And right there, it looks like they're trying to ice it. That time he did a nice job executing that ice coverage. And so again, typically it's never an issue of knowing where he wants to go on the court. It's just a matter of just his physicality that limits him, and then sometimes he gets a little bit lazy on defense, I would say. And you see right there, I think he uses pick and roll pretty well. I think he's pretty patient in that regard, so I think that's a key aspect of his game as well. People really want him to be this Trae Young type. People were really high on Trae Young, obviously, and then now they see Tyrell Terry, not nearly as good of a prospect as Trae Young, and it's more of just a gamble. But that's the kind of mold teams see him in. I don't really think I'm necessarily there yet with Tyrell Terry. I don't think I ever will be there, but it is something to keep in mind just based on what they're looking for. And so here he is on the ball. That time he did a nice job just kind of moving his feet well. Again, his footwork is pretty good. Overall, I would say it's just a matter of just his frame. Let's see what he does here. Nothing really going on. They probably could have had him on a, looks like he cuts at a corner. That was a pretty good rotation from Terry on offense, and we got a free throw right there. He just skipped. And here's Terry with the ball again. Right there, maybe got away with a travel, but... And I do like that he's pretty comfortable with the ball in his hands. He seems... I mean, remember, he's a freshman. Right there, that's a really nice take off the dribble. And so that's not really a strength of his game, but he did show flashes of being able to finish through contact and in traffic. He's pretty much a below-the-rim athlete, though, so he's not going to be throwing down dunks on people or anything. But he has enough skill around the rim to kind of make that work. He only shot 44% from the floor this year. So obviously that's not super good, but his three-point percentages make up for that lack of just overall scoring from 2-point range. So here we go again, nice crossover. One of my worries with Terry, too, is that he doesn't really seem to go anywhere with his dribble. You know, it's really hard for him to get separation. You can see he kind of gets stopped in his track a lot of the time, and it forces kick-out passes where he usually makes the right read given his limitations. But I do worry about him being able to create separation, and that's one of the biggest things that people don't really seem to realize about Trae Young is that he's really shifty with the ball in his hands, and he can get the ball and then beat people off the dribble. Tyrell Terry, I'm not really sure he has a lot of that in his game yet, and really I'm not sure if he'll ever get there. And so he could be a really good shooter, but I do think you're looking probably you're looking at a high-level backup point guard right now, I would say. But again, in this draft, I think that's pretty much good enough for top 20 prospects. So, you know, there are a lot of things that you can really look at with him. And again, you can see him on the ball right now. That time did a nice job. He was kind of like getting through that screen. Wasn't really a screen being set, just maneuvering through traffic. Right there, really nice rotation on the weak side. And I think Terry is not out right here, but right there you just saw him was pretty alert. Helped immediately on that drive. He got called for a foul, and he's out for a little bit right here, but it's like 12 seconds of video, so I'm just going to let it run. And yeah, you can see he's back in right now. And here he's going to spot up again. That one's going to miss. But, you know, he's a good shooter. Nice form. Base is a little bit narrow on that shot we saw. His feet are basically touching each other. And again, it is a little bit of a low release. But it's really pure. Yep, good kick out, and you can see his feet again right there. That time he nailed the shot. And look how narrow his feet are. I'm not really, that's probably just like a him thing. I'm not really sure how I like that, but I feel like it could lead to him taking a lot of off-balance shots, which I'm not a huge fan of, especially because he's not a Steph Curry type who can just afford to do that. And so, I don't know. I worry about just his overall NBA upside, I would say. I'm not really sure I see. I used to have him in my top 10, then I kind of started thinking about it a little bit more. And I moved him down about 10 spots. And you can see Terry weak side defending right now. First half is almost over here, so I'll stop the video when that happens. So let's see what Terry does here. Looks like he's going to get the ball. Let's see. Probably got away with a travel. Let's see if he hits that. The one thing I do like about that, so he probably did get away with a travel. That's the end of the first half. I'm sure we'll see a replay. But he does have a pretty flexible release, and that usually is good for undersized point guards. Just that ability to just kind of contort your shot in midair, and maybe that's better. You know, maybe he... And again, so you saw right there, he got away with a travel, but I do think that's a... Let's see it again. That's an encouraging sign for an off-balance shooting game, I would say. And so that's the end of the first half. I'll pause this video and then get to the second half after this one is uploaded. So hopefully you guys enjoyed this video. A little bit of a different format today just because I couldn't find any full-length Stanford games, but I wanted to get Tyrell Terry done because I do like his game overall. So yeah, thank you guys for watching. We will see you for the second half, and thanks again.